Hey, I'm Dr. Christy Mauldin, and I'm a functional medicine practitioner and chiropractor since 1999. The reason I got into practice is to help people to get to the root of their problems instead of just chasing symptoms. So if you would like to have some help, there are a couple things you can do. First thing, you can click on the link in the description, which will give you a link to some of my free resources. The other thing, if you're really struggling and you want some help, I offer a free consultation, so there's a link to my calendar in the description below. Next thing, if you could please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It really does help me to get my mission out there. So let's get started.
Look down at your feet tonight after you peel off your socks. If you see a thick, yellow, brittle toenail staring back at you, it is easy to shrug it off as just getting older. But if you are over 50 and dealing with blood sugar problems, that nail may be warning you about something much bigger. Toenail fungus is not just a cosmetic issue. In people with diabetes, foot infections and small skin problems can become harder to control because healing is slower, circulation may be reduced, and sensation may already be dulled by neuropathy. That means a fungal infection under the nail can become part of a much bigger foot health problem if it is left alone. Today, I want to break down the 5 silent ways toenail fungus can make diabetic foot problems worse, and why ignoring it can put your mobility at risk. Why fungus loves high blood sugar. If you have diabetes or insulin resistance, your body creates the kind of environment fungus likes. High blood sugar can weaken immune defenses and slow healing, which makes it harder for the body to fight off infections. That is why a toenail fungus that might seem minor in someone else can become persistent and aggressive in you. You may notice thickening, discoloration, crumbling, or lifting of the nail. Once that happens, the infection can spread more easily into the surrounding skin and make the whole foot more vulnerable. So the first danger is not just the nail itself. It is the fact that the infection is living in a foot that may already be struggling to heal and defend itself. How tiny cracks become big problems. Toenail fungus does not stay neatly trapped under the nail forever. As it spreads, it can damage the surrounding skin and create tiny openings that are easy to miss. Those small cracks matter because they can become entry points for bacteria. That is especially dangerous if you have diabetes or neuropathy, because you may not feel early warning signs the way you should. No sharp pain, no obvious soreness, just a little redness, swelling, or warmth that seems easy to ignore. But in a diabetic foot, small changes can turn into serious infections much faster than people expect. And once a skin infection starts, it can become much harder to control. What began as a nail problem can slowly turn into a foot problem. Why poor circulation makes it worse. Another reason toenail fungus becomes more dangerous in people with neuropathy is circulation. Many people with diabetes already have reduced blood flow to the feet, and that means less oxygen and fewer healing nutrients reach the area. When blood flow is poor, the body has a harder time fighting infection and repairing tissue. That gives the fungus more time to linger under the nail and irritate the surrounding skin. The longer it stays, the more likely the foot becomes inflamed, painful, or infected. This is where the cycle gets ugly. Poor circulation slows healing, slow healing gives the fungus more time, and the longer it stays, the more damage it can do. And if you already have numbness, you might not notice the problem until it is much more advanced. That is why foot care matters so much when neuropathy is part of the picture. You cannot always rely on pain to warn you something is wrong. How inflammation affects your nerves. A chronic fungal infection can keep the immune system in a low-level state of alarm. That may not feel dramatic, but it can still create ongoing irritation in the foot. For someone with diabetic neuropathy, that matters because nerves already have a harder time recovering. If the foot is constantly inflamed, swollen, or irritated, the nerves are under even more pressure. You may notice more burning, tingling, numbness, or sensitivity in the area, especially if the infection is affecting the skin and tissue around the nail. That does not mean the fungus is the only cause of neuropathy, but it can absolutely become part of the problem. When the foot is already fragile, even a small infection can make the whole situation worse. Why stress makes the cycle stronger? There is also a mental side to this that people rarely talk about. When you are worried about ugly nails, foot odor, infections, or the possibility of something getting worse, your stress goes up. And stress can affect blood sugar. Higher stress often means higher cortisol, and higher cortisol can make glucose control worse. That creates another loop. The fungus stresses you out, the stress worsens blood sugar, and the blood sugar makes it easier for the fungus to hang on. That is why ignoring the problem is rarely the best strategy. A small-looking nail infection can become part of a much bigger metabolic pattern. The foot problem affects the body, and the body's stress response can make the foot problem worse. What actually helps? The first step is not to treat toenail fungus like a simple beauty issue. If you have diabetes, neuropathy, or circulation problems, treat it like a real medical concern. Here is the practical approach. Keep blood sugar as controlled as possible. The better your glucose control, the less friendly the environment is for infection, and the better your body can heal. Check your feet every day, including between the toes. Look for redness, swelling, cracks, drainage, thick nails, and any spot that seems different from the day before. Keep your feet clean and dry. Moisture gives fungus a better place to spread, so drying your feet well after washing matters more than people think. Change socks regularly. Clean, dry socks help reduce moisture and reduce the chances of further irritation. Wear shoes that fit well and do not trap moisture. Tight shoes can rub irritated skin and turn a minor problem into a bigger one. Do not pick at the nail or try to cut it too aggressively. That can make the skin around it worse and give bacteria an easier way in. See a podiatrist or foot specialist if the nail is thick, painful, spreading, or lifting. If you have diabetes and neuropathy, it is better to get ahead of the problem than wait for it to turn into an infection. And if you already have numbness, do not wait until the foot is red, swollen, or leaking fluid. By that point, the problem may have moved beyond fungus alone. Closing. Toenail fungus may seem small, but in the wrong body, under the wrong conditions, it can become part of a much bigger foot health crisis. If you have blood sugar issues and neuropathy, the goal is not to ignore it. The goal is to catch it early, protect circulation, and stop the cycle before it starts. Take your feet seriously. Check them, protect them, and do not assume a thick yellow nail is harmless just because it is common. And if this video helped you, make sure to like and subscribe and check out my neuropathy links in the description.